Trying to grow a business, but you still have that full-time job? Stay tuned, because in this video, I'm going to tell you some real hard truths about what it takes to actually grow and build a successful business while working a full-time job. Hey everyone, my name is Kamila Gornia. I'm a digital marketing strategist for modern entrepreneurs who want to get seen and get paid doing what they do best online. And I'm super excited to be talking about this topic. I recently got an email from a subscriber asking me whether it's possible to grow a business even though she still had a full-time job. She was really feeling frustrated because she didn't feel like she was able to leave her job while still feeling comfortable and confident that she can support herself, but she was also very passionate about this thing that she wanted to grow. There's a lot of conflict going on in her head. There's a lot of gurus that I have encountered that glamorize the idea of quitting your job way before you're ready and just focusing on your business. I am personally not on board with this concept. When I was starting my business, when I was starting this business, this marketing business, I was very intentional. This is going to be the business that I'm going to take to the next level. It's not going to be a side hustle. It's going to be the thing. So I knew I'm eventually going to be doing it full-time. However, I still had to support myself. I had certain standards that I had for my life, and I wasn't gonna just abandon everything, abandon my well-paying marketing job and pursue my business idea, even though I didn't really have any clients yet, even though I wasn't sure if it's actually going to pan out. Because a lot of times what happens is people start and then they're like, actually, I hate this. I don't want to do this. So it's really important that you don't quit your job. You keep your job, but you also do this on this. In order to quit my job, I had to make at least this much money on a monthly basis, which is the same amount that I was making before from 4 sources. I had to make the same amount with 1 source, just my business. As soon as I started getting really confident, really like clear on what that goal was, then I was able to create a plan and actually quit my job and do my business full time. But I wanted to now give you some truths, some things that you need to understand before you actually pursue a business when you have a full-time job. And a quick disclaimer, this is obviously just based on my own personal experience. Obviously, this is just based on how I was able to grow my business and how I was able to manage everything in my life as well. Truth number 1 is that you can just say bye-bye to your social life. When I was growing in my business, and I actually had my blog too, and so I was doing 2 separate things and a little bit of photography, and I had my full-time job, my social life completely was non-existent. I would do a little bit of work in the morning for my business. I would go to my job and work until 5 p.m., come home, work some more on my business again until I was ready to go to sleep, and then wake up and do it over and over again. It was just me, my business, my job, and this was the cycle of my life at that point. Now, truth number 2 is that your quality of life might also decrease. I know I'm making this whole business building thing sound so glamorous, right? I was thinking about business, I was thinking about growth every single waking moment of my life. Literally, I would wake up thinking about it. I would fall asleep thinking about different ideas, what I can do to grow. It was a little bit of an obsession, but it also created a lot of stress in my life too. My jaw started to ache a lot. My body has never reacted to stress in such a physical way up until I started doing everything so intense. While I was able to get to my goal, obviously I had the stress, I gained weight, I wasn't eating the best food possible, I wasn't moving a lot. It was just me working, getting stuff done, and making sure that I'm getting to my goal faster than I otherwise would. Truth number 3 should be truth number 1, but is that you have to invest in order to grow. It's really hard for you to grow if you don't have a support system. If you're not working with a coach, if you're not working with a marketing person, if you're not working with a mentor, if you're trying to do everything by yourself, first of all, your stress is gonna skyrocket. You can't do everything by yourself. First of all, you don't know how to do everything yourself. Not everything is in your zone of genius. But secondly, you don't have that much time left. Again, you're working a full-time job and you have just a limited amount of hours that you can work on your business. So there's not a whole lot of time left. If you're gonna be spending your time on meaningless tasks that somebody else could be doing, or maybe trying to figure things out on your own and spending and wasting that time figuring out how to do something where someone else could have just showed you, or you could have taken a course that takes you how to go through something, you're wasting a lot of precious time that you could be doing on income generating activities instead. So it's important that you realize that you're going to have to invest money, time, and energy into actually growing a business. I've spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of my own personal money that I was making from my job into my business before I was making any kind of income from my business. I first started working with my mentor. It was a ridiculous amount of money. I had no idea how I would be able to afford it. It's way more than my rent every month, but I knew that I was serious and I had to invest in order, and I had to show the universe that I was serious, and I was serious about taking the steps necessary to grow and build the business of my dreams. Truth number 4 is that you need mind and tenacity of steel. You have to be really moving forward at a very steady pace and being very consistent. So when things are coming up, when doubts are coming in, when there's fears, when you're thinking, oh, I don't know how to do this, I'm gonna be giving up, or you're starting to play a little bit of a victim mentality, you have to just shut those voices up and keep going anyway. Because here's the thing, everybody goes through these things. All of us have those thoughts. All of us have those doubts that creep in. We always think, oh, who am I? I'm not good enough. Who am I to say this? Who am I to work with these people? Whatever, chatter. There's always gonna be things that are happening in your mind that are trying to keep you in your comfort zone, in your safe zone, where you're not growing, when you're not making any progress. You have to shut those voices up and just keep going. You have to be tenacious. You have to be very driven and ambitious to keep going and making that progress every single day. Every overnight success takes years or months to develop. It might seem like overnight success to you because you haven't been there behind the scenes, but I promise you, they were working their butt off every single day to get to the point where people all of a sudden notice them, okay? If you want that kind of level of success like as those people, other people do, which I have a couple of quotes on the blog post that you can see what other people had to say about building their own 6-figure business while working full-time, you'll be able to understand what I mean there. I'm hoping that I'm not discouraging you. I just wanted to make sure that you have a really full picture of what it takes to grow a successful business when you're working a full-time job. And it's not that it's not possible. It absolutely is possible. Look where I am now, a year later, and I'm looking outside my beautiful Gold Coast apartment in Chicago, and I get to wake up to the lake, and I can travel whenever I want to. And sure, it took quite a bit of working and hours and missing on some fun parties with my friends, but you know what? You have to have priorities. You have to have priorities. You have to put in the time to reap the benefits later. Hopefully this is helpful. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. I absolutely appreciate it. Again, this is Kamila Gornia from KamilaGornia.com.